I was certainly in shock and could not believe that the Supreme Court determined that a fertilized embryo outside of the womb was a child.
House Minority Leader Anthony Daniels, one of the Alabama state lawmakers, jumping into action to help in vitro fertilization patients who've had their treatments canceled after a state Supreme Court ruling said embryos are human beings.
A bill has been introduced in the House and a second is expected in the Senate to clear up the issue and to get patients back on track with their treatments. WVTM 13's Lisa Crane live and local at UAB, one of the facilities that's paused those treatments. Lisa, you spoke to the sponsor of one of those bills today.
Yeah, absolutely. State Senator Tim Melson is also a physician, and his bill, which he expects to file on Tuesday, defines a frozen embryo as a potential life, but not a human being. Now, we spoke to 2 IVF patients yesterday who are in limbo right now, and they are hoping state lawmakers can sort this all out. Trisha's center has 14 embryos frozen at UAB. She had planned for at least one of those to become a sibling to her 14-month-old son, who is also the result of IVF.
But it just really kind of becomes a really big concern and a stressor that wasn't there a week ago.
Jasmine York was set to have one of her embryos implanted next month, but that was canceled this week when UAB paused its IVF procedures, like at least 2 other facilities in the state.
I'm hoping that there's a swift movement, that all of these gray areas can be cleared up, that it will be black and white so that we're able to make a decision about what our next steps are.
Alabama State Senator Tim Melson is working on that. He's sponsoring a bill that would define a frozen embryo as a potential life, but not a human being.
I'm not trying to get into the when does it become a life or, anything like that. I'm just trying to protect these IVFs by this wording to be able to continue in their endeavor to get ladies a successful pregnancy.
Melson, a Republican, says this is not a red or blue issue and expects a bill that would clear up the confusion to have bipartisan support.
Let's just find a way to get something done so we can pass this and get it to the governor for the signature and go into effect so these ladies that are now stressed out, or their husbands as well, because it's a family decision, can get some relief.
Now, State Senator Melson says this is something that lawmakers should not sit on, and he is hoping to have a bill in front of the governor to sign within a few weeks. Live in Birmingham, Lisa Crane, WVTM 13.